Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We have a full body conditioning session today. We're going to be doing the whole body, focusing first off on a nice warm up. Of course, we got some mobility worked into our warm up. That's going to help loosen us up. And then we have a little bit of stability, some balance work. And then, of course, our nice conditioning work that's going to get us all hot and heavy. For equipment today, I will be using my 8-pound dumbbells and my 2 loop bands. I will be giving you options with either or, so you can grab both or one of the above, whatever you have. Of course, your mat. You'll want to put on some shoes if you are going to be joining me on the jumping higher impact stuff. And then our body. That's it for equipment today. So let's get you started with this warm up, which is going to start at the very end of our mat, standing hip width apart in our feet. Straight legs, soft knees. We'll bring our hands down to the floor. We're doing a standard walkout. When we walk out to the bottom, get into this plank, lift those hips, and then walk up to the top. When you get up to the top, we'll reach those arms above our head, bend over to one side, so we feel a little bit of opening over here, bend over to the other side, and then we'll come back to a nice strong plank at the bottom. We'll lift those hips up, shoot up onto our toes. Feel that nice opening stretch through the back of the legs. Reach up over our head. Get our little side bend action both ways. And then repeat for 5 of those. So I'll let you guys go through those, taking your sweet time with them. Awesome. Okay. All right, so 5 total. It'll take a little while to get through, and that's all good. Once you are done 5, we are going to come now into the very center of our mat. Same stance, hip width stance with our feet. We're going to be doing a backward forward lunge. So you want to make sure you are in the center, you have some space in front and behind you. We'll start off by stepping back into that lunge, and then we'll stand up and shoot ourselves all the way forward, lunging on the other leg, and then we'll come all the way back. Okay, and that's 2, all the way forward, and we come back, that's 3, all right, you're following along, and we are doing a 10 per side. So start with whatever side you want. Just count one of those lunges, either the front or the back lunge. And the goal here is to be pushing ourselves up all the way back into that next lunge so that we are not touching the floor between each of those. Okay, I know it's a little bit easier said than done, but that is the focus. So we'll try to make that happen as we go through both legs. Okay, so we'll get this on both sides, 10 and 10. Very nice. Yes, yes. Lunging it out. Okay. So eventually, as you get the legs all connected, we can eventually add in our opposite arms, bending with those opposite legs, and that is just good practice. And eventually, that should be happening. Those arms following the legs. Okay. So once we're finished, we are headed down onto the floor into a plank position to stay. So we're getting into this plank. We're going to have our hips nice and strong, glutes tight, legs straight. We'll shoot up onto our toes and lift our hips up into the air at the same time. This is what we call the pike. And then we should feel that opening in the back of the legs. We'll come back down into the plank and step in with one of our feet. We'll come back up, pike, and then into the plank, stepping in with that opposite foot, counting every single one of these, stepping in as close as we can to our hand. Okay, so if you can't quite get your hand or your foot beside your hand, that's okay. But we'll see as we go through these if eventually we can. So we'll do 10 of them total, 5 per side. And we're not forcing anything. Okay, we're just working with whatever range we got going on this time in our lives. Okay, so we'll go through 10 of those, all about opening up, waking up the back of your legs and your hips. Okay, so I feel kind of nice. They do get your heart rate going. They do warm us up. Yes, you should be feeling that way. Once you're done, we'll stand up with a few more to go through in this warm up. The next one is standing. We are going to be coming to the end of the mat, so we have some space in front of us because this next one's a walking exercise. I'm going to take a leg and lift it up like this, and I'll show you guys from the front, like so. And then we're going to open up that hip and try to rotate it all the way back down to here. And then as we do that, we'll take the step And then we'll do this with the other side. So I'm opening up, trying to rotate that hip, step forward. So I'll show you again from the side there. So we go like this. You can try your best to keep your shoulders squared off in front of you so that we're not rotating like this through our upper body. And again, we'll step, go through that rotation, and then step. Okay, so you probably only have space for about 3 or 4 steps. So then we'll turn around and we'll try to get about 5 of these going on per side. Now, what you can do is think about going in one direction. Okay, so lifting up, out, down, and beside. And then we'll do that for the first 10, okay, 5 per side. And then for the next 5 per side, we're going to do the opposite, okay? So again, it can be just the length of your mat. You can do that about 2 times, one way. And then the next one, we'll try to open up to the side and close into that step. Okay, so this one might feel a little bit less natural as we open up rather than lifting first. But we'll just work with whatever you got. Some of us are much more mobile in our hips, and we might have a much easier time doing this than others. You might not be able to get your leg all the way up, okay? You might find that this position here, you're not able to keep your shoulders forward. So just work with whatever you have, maintain a straight position. So I'll give you about 10 more seconds here to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, before we head down onto the floor for the next one, which is really going to reinforce that hip opening, what we're doing right here. So once you are finished those ones, we can come on down onto the floor, and we want to make sure we have some space out to one side. We'll get ourselves into our all-4 position here. I'm going to take one leg and stick it out like this and have the side of my foot flat on the floor. So right away, I'll feel a slight opening, a little bit of tension in this inner thigh. That's what we're looking for here. Again, it shouldn't be painful, okay? We're going to take the hand on the same extended leg side and reach it through, and then we'll open it up, going through a variation of this thread the needle, but we're involving the adductor or your inner thigh muscle, which you'll feel especially as you close, and then of course, as you open. We want to make sure your hips both stay down, and we'll do 10 of these per side. So we'll get 10 on this side, and then you can switch. Okay, I'll show you from a different angle. 10 over there, and then we'll go 10 on the other side. Okay, so same thing here. Okay, this might not be the most comfortable thing in the world if you are quite tight in your hips and in your inner thighs and all that, but that's why we're doing this, okay? Because if you don't work on that, if you don't constantly do this mobility work and sneak it in, especially in the warm-up, this more kind of movement, dynamic stuff, you're not going to get more mobile, and you're not going to be able to move through that bigger range of motion, which I always talk about. Okay, so that's why we're here, that's why we're doing it. All right, so once you're done, we have one last exercise in our warm-up before we start our balance, our stability work. Last one, we're going to do our double side lunges. You want to make sure, again, you have some space over to one side. We'll step out to the side, shift our weight back over here, and then we'll push ourselves up to the top. That's 1. We are doing 10 of those. So we'll come up to the side. Okay, 2. Again, we want to push our hips back behind us so that the knee stays back behind the toe rather than having it push forward like this. Okay, so really sticking your butt out and feeling, again, that opening in your inner thigh, both sides, okay, and then we push ourselves up and we go back down. So we'll go through 10 of these. Once you're done, you can grab a quick sip of water. Hopefully you're feeling warm. You should be. We are going to get you all started on first official part of our training session today. So first exercise is all about your foot stability, okay? So balance, you hear foot stability, that also means we are working our balance. But oftentimes when I talk about balance, I do talk about your foot, and that is going to be a big focus of this exercise today. We're going to be putting you guys on a timer, 30 seconds per side, okay? And that's going to allow you to not have to think about anything else except what you're doing and what you're feeling, okay? We don't have to count reps, not worrying about anything else, just working as well as we can through that 30 seconds, and then we'll be switching sides, doing 3 sets total with no rest in between, okay? I'm just going to tell you when to switch, and you're going to switch legs. We're doing a grounded runner, which is very similar to that hip-loaded step through that we use as a glute activation exercise. So it's going to look like this. We're going to stand, shifting all of our weight onto one leg, standing up nice and straight, soft knee, okay? And then we're going to push our hips back and give ourselves a slight bend in this knee, keeping this back leg elevated. And then we will drive that knee up and forward into this 90 degrees. And then we go back down, loading up those hips, okay, a little bit more bend in the knee than we normally would in that step through, and then we drive up. So this is going to be us, okay, 30 seconds per side. I'm gonna start this, as you probably maybe already started. Okay, ready, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, no starting beep because it's just a stopwatch. I will be your beep and I will tell you when to switch sides, okay? So again, eventually we do wanna get those arms helping out, those opposite arms, opposite legs. Okay, I'm gonna turn and face you guys because this is hard to do when we're looking to the side. Okay, so we wanna focus on, again, no contact with this foot or with this leg, with this whole entire side here is gonna stay up the whole time, okay? 3, 2, and switch sides. So right away we shift over and we do the exact same thing that we did on that first side, but we're doing it over here, okay? Your big toe, your little toe, and your heel should all be gripping the floor, and that's producing that nice stable situation for your foot. Okay, we are going to switch right now, okay? Back to the first side. We have 2 more sets to go. So right away, we're into this second set, okay, of this rounded runner, okay? So we want to drive our knee up. We want a bit more bend in the knee, and that is going to, that bend in the knee is really challenging that stability and that balance. It's making it a little bit harder. So do remember to incorporate it. Okay, 3, 2, and switch sides. Second set, let's do it. Okay, same exact thing that we had going on the first set. On the first side of the second set. Okay, we'll just breathe through these ones, thinking about that exhale. Exhaling as you come up. Inhaling as you load up that hip, and yes, you guys, you will feel your glutes, okay? You will feel the back of the hips, especially in this last set, which starts in 3, 2, and switch. Okay, this is it, the final set, last round, 30 seconds per side, and then we are moving on to the next one. Okay, so we'll breathe through this final set. Again, you might even feel your foot is burning, okay? Because we are, again, really being conscious to grip that floor with your foot, which involves the muscles in and around your foot, because yes, there are muscles around there. And that's why we kind of feel that burning sensation, okay? But switch sides, last set, last side, and we'll get that burn going on over here. And then we will move on to the next one, which is not about your foot stability. So it's a little bit different. Okay, so we'll keep working through this. 15 seconds left. Okay, keep breathing through this. Finishing strong, okay? 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, that is it for that one. Nice work. So the next one, we have a very similar focus. The focus is our stability and our balance, but this time it's all about the stability and balance of your backside and your core, okay? So everything to do with your back muscles, your low back, your glutes, everything back here, and then your core, because we are doing a variation of a bird dog, which is down here. So right off the bat, if you know that your mat is a little bit flimsy, you most likely have like a towel kicking around or a cushion or something. And so what I'm going to do is just hold that bad boy up and put it underneath my knee, just because I know this mat is not that supportive, and you don't want to have to feel like, ow, my kneecap hurts. That's not the focus here, okay? So if you're feeling that way, fix it now. What we're going to do is, for the same time format, 30 seconds, 3 sets total, we'll be working with this bird dog. We're trying to work with a lateral bird dog. We got Dusty coming in to help us out. So we want to start off in this all-4 position, shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. I'm going to extend my opposite arm and legs. We have 2 levels to this, okay? Easier one is extending and then reaching, bringing it in, and coming back to center, okay? So this is going to be a little bit easier than the second version, which is holding out here and just reaching out and bringing in, and reaching out and bringing in, okay? This is going to be a lot more challenging. And I'm not reaching out that much, just about that much with my arm and leg, okay? And I'm holding them out through the whole time for that 30 seconds. So we have two different options. I want you to pick the one that you think is going to challenge you the most. We are going to do it in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, okay? So we'll have 3 chances to do this. Again, bird dogs, we can either extend, reach, center, bring it in, or if you want to try the more challenging level, then you can just hold out here and work with just this reach out to the side. Okay, trying to maintain the straight arm, straight leg, heel kicking towards the ceiling, a strong core. We'll keep doing this one side, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and switch sides, okay? So we'll switch over and we will do the same thing that we did on the second side, or on the first side. Okay? We'll try to work through this one. This one is potentially harder than the other one. Okay, because like I said, there is less core involved. Okay, so if you're feeling that way, we're going to switch back in 3, 2, and switch sides. Okay, so back to the first side, same thing. We're going to spend 30 seconds on this side. If you found that first that you did was a little bit easy, you can try that second version, okay, or again, just slow down. Think about squeezing your butt a little bit more, bringing your belly button into your spine so you're really feeling your core, okay? Because you should feel it in here. And sometimes, again, we just simply have to think about that a little bit more. Okay, one more on this side and switch sides, okay? Over to the other side, second set. One more after this one. And then we are moving on. Okay, so we're getting, again, that sneaky core work. You should feel the back of your hips, okay, because you're kicking your heel, not your toe back. 10 more seconds here. Breathing through these reps. Okay, try to keep your breath flowing. You know, holding it does not help us, okay? And switch sides, last set. This is it. Okay, so back to your first side, and let's do it. All right, trying to work with this bird dog. More than anything in this one, the most important thing is going to be control. Okay, it's not how many reps you can do, it's how controlled you are within those reps. Okay, 10 more seconds on the sides. Try to really tighten it up. No shifting, tilting in the hips. 3, 2, 1, and switch sides. Okay, last set, last side of this one, and then we are moving on. Well, actually, we are starting first part of our conditioning. 20 more seconds though for you to get this going on. Okay, so like I said, this is all about the back side. You feel your upper back, back of your shoulders, your low back, your butt, okay, and that is the goal here. So think about it, 10 more seconds here. We're breathing through this. All right, 3, 2, 1, and now. Okay, amazing work, my friends. We are going to stand up and grab ourselves some water and walk it off and think about how good we feel and get ready to start the first official part of our conditioning. So I am just going to take this next minute here to set up our timer, and I want you to take the next minute here to just grab some water, okay, regroup, grab your dumbbells and your bands if they're not close to you, because we are going to need them for this part here. And look at that, it's already set. Okay, so today for our conditioning work, we are going to be working with our Tabata style intervals. So Tabata is our 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. Normally, when we do this style of time format, we stick with one exercise. We do that exercise 20 on, 10 off, and we do it 8 times total, and we have that 4-minute circuit that just is burning and feels so good. But what we're going to do today is combine 2 exercises. So we're going to have 2 different movements, spending 20 seconds going as hard as we can on the first one. We'll have 10 seconds to just take a couple of breaths, regroup, 20 seconds again to do our second exercise, and then 10 seconds to, again, regroup before we start our second set. Okay, so we're still completing our 8 sets total, but we do have 2 exercises. So yeah, Hopefully that makes sense. And if it doesn't, it will as we start the timer and the movements, okay? We will be taking 2 full-on minutes of rest between each of these Tabata combinations, and we have 3 combinations total, okay? So 3 different circuits, all right? Okay, so hopefully you know what's up. We are going to start off with talking about the first 2 exercises, okay? So I will talk about these before I press start on this timer. First one is going to be our seal jacks. Now we have actually an option to do a thruster jack, which would be incorporating a dumbbell like this here, okay? But if you don't have a light dumbbell, because we only want a 5 or an 8, 7.5, maybe a 10, but I would not go heavier than that. Okay, so if you have something that's too heavy and you don't feel comfortable doing this with it, okay, you can do our seal jack, which is straight arms, and then we open up like this, okay? Low impact, you are just going to do the low impact version of either of those. And again, you're just picking one, but I have different options because some of us do have a dumbbell and maybe you like that one better, or you don't have a dumbbell, okay, you can do the seal jack. Now you get that shoulder work in there. So that's going to be the first one. Again, we're going to do that as hard as we can for 20 seconds. Then we'll have 10 seconds of rest to get ourselves ready for the second one, which is a narrow to wide squat jump. So we're going to step into a little bit more close than our normal squat, and then we want to go a little bit wider than our regular squat. So we go in and out, and that's going to be us for that second 20-second interval, okay? So let's get you started because we got to get to work so that we can finish this and the other ones, all right? Are you ready? So we're starting off with the first one, the jacks, okay, either the thruster jack or the seal jack. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, here we go. That was our starting beat, so let's do it. So if we're working with these seal jacks, we can have our palms facing each other. Again, if you're low impact, we got a little bit of this action going on. Or if you do want to incorporate that dumbbell, okay, here or here. All right, and rest. So we'll put that down. Breathing, okay. Boop, 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 boop. Getting ourselves ready for the squat jumps. And here we go. So we go wide, knees out, narrow, knees in. Okay, let's go. If you are low impact, you can step and step. Okay, step in and then step out. So we'll go through 3, 2, and rest. Okay. So now you see what I'm saying. You see what's going on. We are doing it again. 7 more times. Back to the first one. Let's go. Second set. Let's do it. Okay. There it is. I got this nice sparkly scrunchie, but unfortunately it doesn't really hold the hair in. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay. Breathing. Getting ready for those squat jumps. 3, 2, and let's go. Okay, again, we only have this 10 seconds of rest, and it's there for a reason. Okay, it's not 20, it's not 30, so we'll try our best to only keep that rest only to that 10 seconds, okay? And get going right on this exercise, no matter how we feel. 3, 2, rest. Nice work. Okay, so we're on to our third set of 8. I know that sounds super daunting, but we will get through it, and it'll actually probably go a lot faster than you think. Okay, so third set, let's go into our jacks. Okay, so again, we're trying to get as many of these in as we can. 10 seconds left. Let's do it. Resting. Breathing. All right, so again, we'll start in that narrow, jump out to the wide. Have your arms go down as you come up. Okay, if you want to have them come up with you, whatever floats your boat. Okay, most important thing is that you keep moving in some kind of squat or squat jump for the next 5 seconds. Yes, you can. 3, 2, rest. Okay, so breathing, nice work. Woo! So I know this is a lot of rounds of these 2 movements. Ready, go. Okay, here we go. But the nice part is that once you're done all of these rounds, you are done, okay? And I know that this stuff feels like it takes a long time, but if you just push yourself, if you just focus on working as hard as you can, rest, okay? You'll earn your rest, and you won't have time to think, about how long this takes, because you'll be working so hard and pushing yourself. Okay, let's go. On to the next one. Let's do it. Okay, breathing through our fourth set. You got this. Okay, pushing ourselves here. Whatever version you're doing. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Rest, rest. Woo! Okay. All right. Starting our 5th set. Jacks. Ready? Let's go. Okay, let's do it. There you go. 10 seconds left. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay. Squat jumps. Yes. All right. Ready? Let's go. Okay, so we'll go out wide. Jumping between these two. Okay. Again, we're adding a slight angle out to the toes on the wide. And then we want to narrow and have our feet straight on the narrow. Okay. 3, 2, rest. Okay, we are getting there. We are getting there. More than halfway. So that hopefully makes you feel good. Okay, back to the jacks. Ready, set, and go. Okay, don't think about it. Just do it. 20 seconds. Flies by. Flies by in real life. And it's really not that long to do each of these exercises. I mean, you can do them for a minute. Okay, I know you can. So that's why we're doing them for 20 seconds. I want you to push yourself so hard in a shorter amount of time that you feel like you just did them for a minute. Rest. Nice job. Okay. Woo. We are getting there. Maybe we have a couple more sets after this one. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Pushing ourselves here. Squat jumps. There you go. Okay, so breathing. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay. We are so close, you guys. Jack, 3, 2, and go. Let's do it. Okay, we're in the home stretch here. We have this set and one more. And then we are taking 2 minutes of rest. Okay, but again, you gotta earn that rest. You have to keep working hard here no matter how you feel. I know you're getting probably a little bit tired in these ones. All right, rest. That's the whole reason why we have these shorter time periods today, so that you can, tap into a higher intensity for a shorter amount of time. Let's go. So we'll remember that right now, okay, as we approach our last couple sets. So we'll finish up these squat jumps, okay? Finish them as strong as you can right now. Push yourself in them. Got this. 3, 2, and rest. Okay, we have one more set, and then we are done these ones, okay? We are not doing these ones again. Great news. All right, let's go. Last set of the jacks, and we're finishing it as strong as we can. I want you working as fast as you can, okay? Not leaving anything left in the gas tank. You want to use it all right now on these two. Don't worry about have to do more, okay? You're going to have some rest, regroup, okay? But right now, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Yes, right. Don't get too excited about being done yet, because you have one more exercise, the last one, those narrow to wide squat jumps. Let's go. Okay, last set, last chance. This is it on these ones. Okay, you're going to be having that nice full-on 2 minutes of rest. Push yourselves as hard as you can right now. Right here, right now. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, so I have put a timer on for 2 minutes. Okay, because you guys know Sometimes I get a little distracted and start talking a little bit too long. So we have 2 minutes right here for you to rest and for me to explain the next 2 movements, okay? So right now, I want you to grab yourself some water, walk around your room, okay? Take some nice, deep, calming breaths. We are going to talk about the next 2 exercises, and then when this timer goes off, I will start you guys on, okay? So you will need your dumbbells if you have them for your first movement, which is going to be a thruster. So that's the one where we are in a squat stance. We have the dumbbells up on our shoulders like this, hovering above our shoulders. We squat and then we press up, but we use our legs for that press. Exhaling, trying to be powerful on the way up, rather than like squatting and then pressing with the shoulders. We want to not really use the shoulders too much, more so tap into that momentum of using our legs. Okay, so that is the goal on that one. So you want something weighted in your hands. Now, if you don't have something weighted, of course you can do this without anything, or maybe a band in your hand sideways. Okay, but if you do have something weighted, like a household object or a heavy water bottle or something like that, hold it in your hands. You can use it for that one. That is going to be the first one. Second one, drum roll, is our athletic burpees. So we'll be working with athletic burpees, the ones where we go down, we jump out, come in, go up, no push up, okay? We just go out into the plank and up, out of the plank. That will be for the second one, and then we are doing the same thing, okay? We're repeating Tabata style 8 times, all right? Are you ready? Let's see where our timer's at. Oh, look at that. 15 seconds left on that 2-minute timer. Perfect timing. So I'm going to stop that guy. Again, quick sip, one more sip of water if you would like. We are going to start off with our first set of those thrusters in about 10 seconds. Okay, so grab your dumbbells and grab something, your band, okay, whatever it is. Getting ready to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay, first set. So again, if you do not have dumbbells, you can, or anything weighted, you can put a band around your wrist like this. Okay, and work with that band for some resistance on your shoulders, all right? But ideally, we want something. So if you do have dumbbells, use those. Rest. Okay, so we'll make sure to put those aside so that we have space on our mat so we don't accidentally step on them. For the next one, which starts right now, our athletic burpees, we step out, step in. If you're low impact, you're going to go like this and like this, okay? Rather than jump, you'll just step and step. So we'll work through this. 3, 2, 1. All right, that was our first set. Not too bad. I think this one's the hardest one. Okay, we'll see. We will see, but we'll see. All right, second set. Pick up those weights again. You should have already been ready. Okay, I'm ready to start your second round of these thrusters. Okay, you have to really hustle, pay attention. Sometimes it can be easy, especially when it's such a short amount of rest, to not be ready. Time. Okay, so we'll put those weights down and we'll get ourselves in front of the mat. Ready for the burpees. Let's go. We'll try and see how many of these we can get in that 20 seconds. Okay, and there we go. Whatever version you're doing, we will push ourselves so hard. We're trying to find that very uncomfortable feeling. Okay, so rest right now. Woo! Okay, third. All right, pick them up. Ready, and let's go. Squat and press. Okay, so push yourselves right now. 10 more seconds. Then using the legs, start pushing the dumbbells up at the bottom of that squat. Okay, 3, 2, rest. Okay, put them down, put them aside. Woo! All right, let's go. Athletic burpees. Let's get them in. Pushing through. Set number 3. 10 more seconds. Woo! 3, 2, rest. Okay. our halfway point. Pick up those weights and let's go. Okay, we're starting that fourth set. Getting it in. So normally when we are doing our normal kind of conditioning intervals, unless we are working with this Tabata, we have 40 seconds, maybe 60 seconds rest. Okay, we're still listening to this timer here, but normally we have to think about pacing ourselves. Okay, in this time format, 20 seconds, ready and go. I want you to go as hard as you can. Don't think about pacing yourself. Okay, think about pushing yourself, because that's the focus here, is you going. Okay, don't think about you having to kind of follow a slower pace. Every single set is a new chance, it's a new opportunity for you to see how hard you can go for yourself, okay? Because that is the focus here. Rest. Nice job. Okay, so that was the end of our fourth set. We're starting our fifth, which is right now. Let's go. Okay, back to the first one. Thrusters. So again, this is super fast-paced. Not only the exercises, but also the transition time. So there's really not a lot of time for rest. I know I say 10 seconds of rest, but it's really not rest, is it? It's more just time for you to get ready for the next exercise. There it is, okay? So we'll take this time here. Again, put those dumbbells down, get ourselves ready for the burpees. And let's go. As many as we can. And eventually, if you're the kind of person who likes having a number to follow, something that you can do in this Tabata style of training is count your reps, especially with like a burpee, something like this. Rest. Nice job. Okay, or the thrust or even. You can see how many reps you get. Okay, so let's say in this next one you count. If you want to try and count, you can. Ready and go. And maybe you get 10. Okay, or maybe you get 15, maybe you get 12, whatever it is. And then that's your baseline. And you can try to find that same rep range every single set to ensure that you're working at the same pace. Okay, or maybe you can try to beat it every time so that you try to work a little bit faster than 3, 2, and time. All right. Woo-wee. Dumbbells down. Okay. Burpees. Ready? Let's go. Okay, let's do it. 20 seconds. Let's get going on. Okay, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's work. We have 2 more rounds. Okay, yeah. Look at that. Look how fast that went. Maybe it doesn't feel that fast, but we are almost there. Okay, so we have 2 more sets. Right now, back to our thrusters for our second last set, or our 7th set, if you want to put it that way. That's how much we've done already. All right, let's go, let's go. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and very nice. All right, put them down, put them aside. Get ready for the burpees. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Okay, this is it, your second last chance. Get these in. 10 more seconds. You got this. Strong finish. 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we are, final set. Okay, so grab onto your weights. Get yourself ready because you are starting right about now. Let's go. Okay, last set. This is it, the strongest one. We're trying to see how many of these we can get. Okay, so pushing yourselves, knowing that this is the last time that you have to do this one today, this week. Yay. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Okay, but you have 1 more to go. Best for last. Maybe athletic burpees. Okay, ready? Let's do it. As many as you can. Let's see if we can get 10. Okay, and it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very challenging. Okay, but I want you to see if you can get them in. Okay, that means you push yourself. You only have 10 more seconds left. Can you get the last few? Let's go, let's go. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and you are done that one, my friends. Nice work. Okay, so once again, I've put our 2-minute timer on, okay? And it's running us down on some rest time right now where you are grabbing water, walking it off, thinking about how you feel, which is probably very hot and heavy, heart rate up, okay, which is the goal. So hopefully you are feeling that way. You have one more circuit or one more Tabata combination that we are going to work through. So this last one, same time format, okay, same everything. We're going to finish up this session strong with these final 2 exercises, okay? We've been here before, although it's been a hot minute, but we are back with our dumbbell pull through and our lateral ski hops, okay? And I know that one, you probably know that one. Let's talk about these dumbbell pull throughs first, which are going to be the first one where we're down on the floor. Now, if we have more than one dumbbell, we'll bring those with us. Okay, so I have 2, so I'm going to bring both of mine down here with me over to one side. I'll be in a plank position like this, and I'll pull this dumbbell and put it down over here, and then I'll take the second one, okay, and then I'll switch, and then I'll pick it up and take the second one, okay? So if you only have one dumbbell, of course, you're just going to move one, okay? And we're pulling through, not pushing through, all right? So you want to pull away so your pinky's leading the way. If you don't have weights, grab onto your water bottle, something weighted, a candle, whatever it is, something that you can lift up and move side to side, okay? So this is going to be our first one, and we're going to spend 20 seconds down here, and then the next one is those lateral ski hops. So again, that 10 seconds is really going to be just time for you to stand up and bring yourself over to one side of your mat. You want to make sure that your weights are not on your mat, they're away, okay? We're in a narrow stance, arms down, butt back, and we're going to jump ourselves lateral, woo, all the way down the length of our mat. You guys know this one, and then all the way back, okay? So don't do that one yet. There is our 2-minute timer, okay? So we are going to start off with the first one, which is that plank pull through. We'll get that done, okay? And then we will go into those lateral ski hops. Same, and then we are done, okay? We have a nice stretch at the end, a couple nice holding stretches, static stretches, and then we are done for the day. Okay, so are you ready? If not, you shall get ready right now for that dumbbell pull through, which is starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, let's do it. So again, in this one, the goal here is to maintain that strong position in our hips. We don't want to have this tilting, shifting happening. So if you cannot control that, winding up your feet is going to make that a lot easier. On the flip side, if you want to make it a little bit harder, rest. Okay, so we'll stand up, make sure everything's out of our way. Talk about how to make it harder on the next set. Okay, so we'll get into these ski hops again. We want butt back, the arms down, and then coming up so we end up straight. And then we land soft, and we try to get as straight as we can between these jumps. We're not taking too much of a distance sideways, but just enough so that we are indeed traveling, okay? 2 feet leave, 2 feet land. We're not doing a side step. All right, rest. Get back down there. Woo! Second round of that dumbbell pull through. 3, 2, let's go. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, and try and control the hips. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we'll stand it up. All right, ski hops. Your feet down. Your low impact. Kind of left you hanging there on the first step. What you're going to do is just shoot up onto your toes rather than leave the floor. Okay, same arms up, straight body at the top. You will just stay in place and not jump if you have some reason why you shouldn't be jumping. Okay, you know yourself. 3, 2, tap. All right. Get back down there. Plank, pull, cruise. Third set. We got this. Okay, here we go. Now, again, you do want to make this a bit harder. Normally, we would be here with our feet about hip width apart. If you walk your feet together, see what happens. Okay, when you go through that pull through, it's going to feel a lot more challenging. All right, so it's something that you can try. If you want to make it a bit harder on your core or overall just feel more challenging. Yes. Okay, stand it up. And yes, I strategically combined a planking exercise and a standing exercise. Here we go. Because standing up is part of the workout. And it's probably the most functional part of the workout, to stand up safely with a purpose, okay? 10 seconds left, let's go. I know sometimes it can feel a bit tedious to go up and down, but that's part of it, okay? Rest, nice job. Okay. Starting our fourth set, my friends. We are getting there. Let's go. All right, plank pull-throughs, fourth set. Let's do it. It's gonna take us to our halfway point. That sounds so nice right now. We are almost done. Almost there. Way more than halfway through our entire session. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Come on up here. For the ski hops. All right. Ready? And let's go. So again, we have a small distance in those feet. We don't want to be jumping like way over to the side. We want to get more of these hops in within the amount of space that we have. Okay, 3, 2, 1. All right. That was our halfway point. So you're starting our last 4 rounds of this, and then we are done. Here we go. Set number 5. Let's do it. Again, trying to find that stability in your hips, keeping it stronger every single set. Right? 10 seconds, especially because you're getting more tired as you go through these sets. You have to think about it a bit more. Keep it the same. 3, 2, and get up here. Ooh, ooh. Okay, this one's kind of questionably just as hard as the last one. Here we go. Depends on you, of course. Okay, but remember, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We are almost there. These are our last few sets after this one. Okay, 10 seconds. And time. Okay. You're getting there. Okay, set 6. Here we go. All right, nice strong plank. Pulling through whatever that object is, and putting it down. Trying not to punch the floor with it. Okay, we'll try to be as light putting it down as possible, obviously for the sake of your floor in your house when you're most likely training, but also for the sake of that stability. Okay, rest, stand up. Woo! See, isn't it nice? Before you have time to think about it, it's over. Okay, ski hops, let's go. Let's do it. Okay, arms, legs, everything is working together. You're joining me on that full-on jump. Okay, I want you exhaling, trying to be as powerful as possible on the way up. Landing soft. Okay, same thing, not making any noise. 3, 2. Okay, second, last set. We have 2 more. Get in there. All right, get down there. Let's go. Okay, second last time you're here. We are almost there. Okay, 10 seconds left. Trying to exhale every time you pull that dumbbell through. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, you can stand on up. Come on over again to one side of the mat. Work with those ski hops. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Okay, so we're pushing through our 7th set. I know it sounds like so much, but in the scheme of things, when you're working with a lower timer tool, it's not that bad. But hopefully you're feeling very challenged right now. 3, 2, 1, and you have your time. Last 10 seconds to get down onto the floor, okay? For our plank pull through the last set. Are you ready? Well, let's go. Ready or not? Let's do it. Last time you are here. Strong finish, my friends. Less than 10 seconds. Okay, one more on each side. 3, 2, 1. Ha. Okay, stand it up. come on up here. We're going to finish jumping around, hopping around on this last set, and then we are walking it off for the very last time. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. Let's do it. Last round of these ski hops. Okay, so we're going to get a nice strong core. We'll try our best to get our arms above our head straight. This is it. Okay, last chance. Last few. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you are done, my friends. Yes. So what we're going to do right now is once again, and for the last time today, I have set a 2-minute timer where all we are doing is resting. Okay, so I want you to take some time right now to do so. Walk around your room, the space that you have. Bring your water bottle with you. Okay, we'll try to take those nice, deep, calming breaths. Hopefully you feel good. Okay, that should have been nowhere near easy. And I know sometimes with those, more rounds, when we're doing this Tabata with a shorter time format, we have so many rounds, it can be a little bit tedious, but hopefully you feel right now why we did that, okay? Because it works really well in pushing you harder than if we have like those 40-second or 60-second rounds. We can really tap into that higher intensity, which was the goal, okay? So again, hopefully you feel good. We are going to rest right now. You should need this, okay? You should feel very hot and heavy, like you can't really have a conversation, all right? And that's good. You did what I asked you to do. So we'll take the next minute to bring it down, calm it down enough, like we could have that conversation. I am going to leave you guys a few stretches. We're going to do one set together of these 3 stretches. And then if you want to make yourself time, if you have time to do more than one set, feel free to do so. But we're at least going to get one in so that we can all ensure that we got one nice set of these static or holding stretches in, okay? But I do not want you to join me down there until you feel okay. Like you could, answer a question if I asked you a question without huffing and puffing, okay? Because if you're still feeling that way, then you'll benefit from taking another 30 seconds or a minute to cool down and calm down before we go into these stretches, okay? Your body does not like being all up here and then you to just stop moving. That's why we walk it off, and that's why we try to breathe and calm down, okay? So what we're going to do, timer is done, and we are going to stretch out. So the first stretch that we will be focusing on is that hip flexor stretch, because we did a lot of stuff to involve these muscles, the front of the leg, your core. So we're going to give ourselves some time here today to open up the front of the hips. Okay, so we should feel that stretching here. If you want to feel it a little bit more, we'll put ourselves into a bit more of a pelvic tilt like this. You can also actively contract your glute on that back side, and you'll feel that stretching opening up even more. I always suggest to hold on while you're stretching, because we shouldn't have to worry about balance. It just becomes a little bit unsafe if we have to do so. So find yourself something to hold. If you want to shove something under your kneecap again for that support, feel free to do so. Feel free to do so. But we're here. Hopefully you can come on down here and join me here. We have started our minute-long hold. We're about halfway through on the side. I have my running clock going up there. So we'll take about 20 more seconds here to hold this side. And the whole time we're trying to actively feel that tension in the front of the hip. If you want to feel it a little bit more, and extend your arm up above your head. But some of us, like myself, for example, will not need to do that because I feel it without that arm extended. So if you join me when I started in this one, you can switch sides because it's been a minute. If you need another 10 or 20 seconds, you can hang out there, that's okay. But we're going to take the next minute to stretch out and do the same thing on the other side. So you most likely have one side maybe a little tighter, a little bit looser than the other. We'll try to mimic and do the same thing to get the same feeling on each side, whether you did the pelvic tilt, you contracted your glute, okay, maybe you reached your arm above your head, whatever it was, let's take it over here. So we'll hang out here for about 30 more seconds. Okay, and if you are somebody who is prone to lower back pain, if you ever get a sensitive lower back or tight hips, if you feel tight in the hips here, you will benefit from doing more than one set. Okay, so if you feel like that's you and you know that you have your back gets sensitive, especially after we train and do stuff like this, take another couple minutes after I show you the next two and do one more set of these stretches per side. Okay, so if you join me there on that second set, that's been a minute. So what we're going to do is go into the next one, which is going to be on our back. Okay, so you can lay on to your back here, all the way down. What we're going to do is put ourselves into that bow and arrow or rotated position. I'm going to extend one leg, lift this one up, and try to bring it all the way down onto the floor here. So what we're going to do is prioritize this knee touching the floor. Okay, this arm might be up, the shoulder might be up, and that's okay, but we'll try to get the knee down, and then eventually we'll try to get this shoulder down. And we're going to hold this here and try to hang out in this position for 1 minute per side, okay? So hopefully I am in this lane. All right, so you can bend this arm if you have room. You can straighten out this arm here. I don't quite have room though. And we're just going to hold this here. Okay, so we're opening up the mid-back, your chest and shoulders, your hips. We'll feel it all. If this feels quite uncomfortable, what you can do is take this hand here and put it underneath the leg like this, which is going to lift it up a little bit and just make it feel a little bit more comfortable if it's too much stretch, okay? You can also, of course, lift the shoulder off. Eventually, the goal is to get that shoulder down. So we'll hang out here for about 20 more seconds. Feels so nice after all that stuff that we did. So we'll breathe into the stretch, trying to relax our shoulders, relax our hips. Okay, a couple more deep breaths. Exhale, kind of relaxing us into the floor, building up with that inhale. So if you join me in this one when I started, we'll come out of it by bringing up that leg, and then we'll switch, and you can turn that other leg around. Make sure you have some space when those aren't in your way. And then we'll do the same thing on this side, and we'll hang out here for a minute. Okay, it feels nice. This side is quite a bit tighter for me. So again, I would take my hand and try to put it underneath my knee, because we don't want to feel pain. Okay, you should just feel tension, and I can't tell you exactly where you're going to feel it because everyone's body is different and we all carry tension and that tightness in different places. But most likely you'll feel in that lower back stretching, your chest, and then this part of your hips, the sides and back of your hips, okay? So we'll just breathe into this for about 25 more seconds. Nice, okay. Taking some nice, again, big inhales, exhales, trying to melt into the floor with the exhale. One day, eventually, you will be able to touch the shoulder and the knee if you can't, okay? But you have to practice, which is why I like to throw these in and hold these with you, because sometimes it can be kind of hard, a little bit tedious to stay here and hold this, especially when, you're thinking about all the stuff that you have to do after this class. But it will benefit you if you stay in it. Okay, so the last one. Woo, that one feels nice. The last one we're going to do is flip over here and just hang out a little bit in this child's pose. Okay, this one's going to help us overall just loosen up your lower back, your upper back, and the whole back side, because we did a lot of the work back there, from the stability work, the warm-up, into the conditioning work that we did. So here, you can stay here anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. And like I said, my friends, if you feel like you want to do, or you have time, if you want to make time to do more than one set, your body will love you, okay? If you complete more than one set of these stretches, plus now is the perfect time, because we're nice and warm, nice and loose and limber from all of that mobility and work that we did, all those exercises. So if you would like to, please take some time to complete a couple more sets. But you guys are done with me, and thank you so much for joining me on another awesome session in the Zoom room. Hopefully you all feel amazing and have a great day. And of course, if you caught the replay, and if you're watching the replay right now, drop a comment or hit the like button so I know you were here and you got this done. And I will see all of you tomorrow. Okay, have a great day, you guys. Bye.